All right, let's dive in. Today, we're going to talk about a really big shift in how we think about child behavior. Moving away from all those compliance tools, the sticker charts, the timeouts, and into a world of connection, where we're trying to figure out what's really going on under the surface.
Okay, if you're a parent or a teacher, I bet this slide hits home. You've done it all, right? The sticker charts, the timeouts, the reward systems. But for some kids, especially when you're dealing with those really tough behaviors, it just feels like you're hitting a brick wall. It's so frustrating, and trust me, you are definitely not alone in feeling that way.
And all that frustration, it kind of forces you to ask a pretty big question. What if we're focusing on the wrong thing? What if all our energy spent trying to manage the behavior is completely missing the point? What if the behavior isn't even the real problem?
Okay, so this brings us to what I think is the biggest, most powerful mindset shift in this whole approach. It's about reframing how we see things. It's about shifting from seeing a kid who is misbehaving to seeing a kid who is struggling. And believe me, that one little shift, it changes absolutely everything.
So here's the core idea right here. It's not a behavior problem at all. It's a body feeling safe problem. Think about that. So much of what we see as behavior isn't really a conscious choice. It's an alarm bell. It's an external signal of what's happening on the inside. It's the body's way of shouting its answer to one simple, totally subconscious question. Am I safe right now?
To get our heads around this, let's use a simple analogy. Just think of a child's nervous system as an engine. It's the powerhouse, right? It's what dictates how they're able to show up and interact with the world from one moment to the next. So when that engine is regulated, it's running smoothly, not too hot, not too cold, the body feels safe. And when that happens, the thinking brain, that's the part that's in charge of learning, logic, connecting with people, is firmly in the driver's seat. This is that sweet spot where a child can actually listen, learn, play, and just be with you. But what happens when the body's internal safety alarm starts blaring? And that threat could be anything: a loud noise, a tricky social situation, maybe just a huge, overwhelming feeling. Well, suddenly, the thinking brain gets booted right out of the driver's seat. The survival brain hijacks the system and slams the engine into one of these automatic, full-blown emergency modes.
And this is what those emergency modes actually look like. We've got revving red, that's the fight response. The engine is just overheating, and you see yelling, kicking, aggression. Then there's racing away, that's flight. The engine is spinning out of control, trying to escape, so you see running, hiding, constant motion. And finally, you've got stalling. That's the freeze response. The engine is so overloaded, it just shuts down. The kid might have a blank stare or just completely tune out. And the most important thing to get here is that none of this is a choice. These are automatic physical survival responses. Okay, so that's the what. But what about the why? Let's get into the science behind this whole engine and safety alarm system. It's actually pretty fascinating.
So this whole framework, it's grounded in something called polyvagal theory. Now, don't let the name scare you. It was developed by Dr. Porges, and it's basically this incredible map of how our nervous system evolved, with one job and one job only: keeping us safe.
And a key piece of this theory is a word you've got to know: neuroception. The easiest way to think about it is like this. It's your body's built-in subconscious safety detector. It's a radar that's running 24/7, completely without you thinking about it. It's scanning everything: people's faces, their tone of voice, the room you're in, and it's constantly asking, are we safe? Are we in danger? Or is this a life or death situation?
So, this shows you the ladder that our nervous system climbs up and down. At the very top, the place it wants to be, is that safe and social state. That's where the engine is purring along nicely. But if that neuroception radar pings a threat, bam, we drop down a rung into mobilized. That's your classic fight or flight. The engine starts revving. And if you can't fight and you can't run, the system drops to the bottom rung, its oldest, most primitive defense: immobilized. The engine just stalls out.
And Dr. Porges sums it up perfectly here. Connection, it's not just a nice to have. It's not a luxury. He calls it a biological imperative. It is a deep, fundamental need. We are wired, right down to our biology, to need other safe people to help us feel okay in the world. Okay, so let's get practical. If a kid's engine is totally overheating and their survival brain has taken the wheel, what do? We know that punishments and rewards are going to be useless, right? Because the thinking brain is offline. It can't even process them. So, what's the alternative?
The answer is something called co-regulation. And this is such a powerful idea. It's where a calm, grounded adult basically acts as a second nervous system for the child. You literally lend them your calm. Through your calm presence, your soothing voice, your feeling of safety, you help their overwhelmed engine slowly come back down to a smooth, regulated state. You are, in that moment, their external regulator.
And I mean, just look at the difference here. Co-regulation is all about connection. It sends the message, you're safe, I'm here with you, you're not alone in this feeling. But our old tools like timeouts, they're about isolation. They just focus on stopping the behavior. And for a nervous system that is hardwired to see connection as safety, being sent away can feel like abandonment. It's a huge danger signal that just makes that internal alarm bell ring even louder.
And this right here, this might be the most important part of this whole conversation. We all want kids to be able to self-regulate, right? But self-regulation isn't something a kid learns by being told to calm down or being left alone to figure it out. Self-regulation is built. It's built bit by bit over thousands of tiny moments of co-regulation. They borrow our calm over and over and over again until eventually they can create it for themselves.
Okay, theory is great, but what does this actually look like on a Tuesday afternoon when things are falling apart in the classroom or the living room? How do we start? Well, one really practical roadmap for this is the DIR floor time model. Think of it like a ladder of development, and the very first rung, the absolute foundation for everything that comes next, is helping a child feel regulated enough to even be interested in the world. You have to start there. It's the launching pad for all learning, all connection. So here are a few simple, practical things you can start doing today. And you'll notice the theme, right? It's all about connection, not correction. So put your phone away and just interact. Follow their lead. Get down on the floor and join their world, whatever they're doing. And become a bit of a detective. Watch them. What sights, what sounds, what kinds of movements seem to calm their engine down, or what revs it up? The goal isn't just to entertain them with toys, it's to connect with them.
So we're going to wrap up with this one big idea. The whole shift we've been talking about, from compliance to connection, it really boils down to changing the question we ask ourselves. Instead of looking at a child and asking, how do I stop this behavior? What if we looked at them and asked, how can I help this little body feel safe right now? Because when we start asking that question, we stop just managing behavior and we start building real, lasting connection and resilience. And that's a total game changer.